Hello, HalfPint here, and I just wanted to say real quick, if you've been enjoying my content, please remember to subscribe to the channel here on YouTube and follow me on Twitch so you can always catch us when we're live and see more content. Also, if you are new here, welcome in, and if you're enjoying the video, please remember to like it because it helps me out a lot. I also post funny clips and other things on TikTok. All the links are in the description below, and thanks again. Now let's get into the video.
I was gonna check out this video about most ridiculous conspiracy theories, and now I'm seeing it has to do with massage ASMR, and I'm just so confused. How did I not notice this? This is weird. All right, this seems a little less weird, still a little weird. This one seems pretty weird, especially because this is like a park. What is happening? What is happening? What is going on?
Is it a fun one or a boring conspiracy? Call for Uprising has stuff like Tom Hanks sold his soul in the Illuminati. That's pretty standard stuff. Let me see. Does it, for the Tom Hanks stuff, does it use the really fun evidence such as the roadwork spray paint?
Yeah, I was gonna say, thinking Tom Hanks and a bunch of Hollywood people are involved in some massive conspiracy. That's like conspiracy 101, I feel like, especially nowadays with all the QAnon people. Like, they all think that, like, anyone who disagrees with them and is of note is tied to some global conspiracy to ruin their life personally.
Does anyone remember that?
My cat is going crazy.
This was a pretty popular conspiracy a couple years ago about Tom Hanks. People believed that he was part of the Illuminati, I think it was.
Yeah.
A little foggy on the details. But one of the people...
Yeah, I feel like it was the Pizzagate people were, like, talking about Tom Hanks for a while. Because, I don't know, he probably ate a slice of pizza.
Pieces of evidence they used was random spray paint on the sidewalk.
What?
It was fucking awesome. Oh my god, wait, this channel has 528,000 subs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is it a conspiracy channel or is it more...
I think it's definitely a conspiracy channel. Look, they have a fucking nacho with an eyeball on it. That's like Illuminati 101, right? Because they like nachos. Isn't that a thing? I don't know. Look, he knows that football equals Satan. But so does Steven Tyler. And Hillary Clinton, of course. Why not Brad Pitt? I don't know who that is, but roses are the devil.
Or like a satire thing. The Illuminati agenda behind the 2020 Super Bowl commercials.
What? What?
Wait, what?
It's okay. I can tell you what the agenda behind the Super Bowl commercials are every year. To sell you things. What? Holy shit. To get you talking about the commercial for the rest of the year and buying their shit.
Oh, they just came back. The wicked continue to get more bold and more sick by the day.
There was
this
a
is how
2-year
people get
gap.
into the conspiracies because there's actually talking about an actual real sick and twisted thing that happened that's legitimate, which is the Balenciaga thing. But then I'm sure it's going to be littered with some absolutely unhinged shit as well. But the Balenciaga stuff is, like, truly awful. I want to see the Illuminati agenda.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just the... Oh, Jesus. This is what I can't stand about conspiracy theorists. Is, like, it's always about this whole, like, you know, we have secrets. We have secrets and knowledge about goings-ons that will level you up in life, and it will make it to where you can achieve the things you want to achieve so much easier. That's like the idea, right? The idea that, like, if once you've been told the game that is being played and the secret rules of this game, that you can actually further yourself easier in the game. But couple things about that. One, it's not really a secret peek behind the curtain if everyone on 4chan knows about it. Two, none of these people, for the most part, like mass conspiracy theorists, they're not exactly excelling or winning in life. Some of them, sure. Like, there are some crazy people that are in politics or crazy people that run some companies. Sure. That's not to say there aren't exceptions, but I would say the vast majority of people who are completely down the conspiracy theory hole, like just rabbiting it out and just on the very fringe, they're not winning. They're not excelling. All this knowledge is not doing anything for them. it hasn't yielded any sort of real benefit, or which in turn would validate the information a little more. Like that's the entire idea, is like you now see the real picture. You would think that would make you operate a lot better, but they never do. But it's always sold that way, as like, you need this, you need us. Like, you feel like there's something wrong, let me tell you what it is.
Mystery religions and the
This is high effort.
have been controlling our reality.
This is barely high effort. This is like a fucking 2002 Flash movie. Like, I watched this shit on Newgrounds growing up.
Of time, but not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is hype. What? I also
Jesus
love the
Christ.
idea that all
Oh my god, that's just the intro? Holy shit, homie has an intro. Oh my god. That's wild. I actually thought that was like gonna be the whole video. Like the whole video was gonna be animated and like describing things. I did not realize that he has a generic intro. That, I mean, that really just goes to further my point of the whole like, come, I'll tell you all the secrets.
of the
Which is so culty. It's so culty. I don't understand how people don't identify that. It's super culty. Like, you need us. You need us.
believers have, that the people that are rising up are like the smartest and strongest amongst us. Like somehow they're going to fight it. Let's suspend disbelief. The Illuminati's real or whatever. They're going to somehow fight against the Illuminati that's been controlling the world for eons. These people, very average, normal people.
Not even fringe people for the most part. I guess sometimes it's average normal people. Increasingly, more and more so, increasingly it's becoming normal people. Because of the internet. Yeah, I mean, the internet makes everything spread like wildfire, which sucks a little, but it does also identify a problem with education and mental health in this country.
Are somehow going to overthrow that? How?
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to do a video covering the Super Bowl commercials for lots of reasons.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl, like I've said, it's the most watched show in America every year, and they use these commercials to influence.
Damn, is that really true? I believe that.
Tons of repetition and tons of themes, similar themes throughout all of these.
Capitalism, Doritos, alcohol. These are themes that they're forcing onto the American people like never before seen. America's never been one to push alcohol or junk food. That is not what we're known for. And at the Super Bowl, they take their unique opportunity to try and make us buy rap. Like they do all the time, every year, always.
Commercials, because you could see exactly what they're trying to push.
Well, open my third eye. I want to take a peek.
I think the big theme that we've seen, which we're continuing to see, is
Holy
obviously
shit.
feminism, which I'll get into.
What?
They touch a lot on 5G. They touch a lot on space, conditioning people into the whole Mars hoax that's not real, you know, going to Mars and all that stuff.
Okay, we agree. We agree that going to Mars is stupid. I don't know if it's not real. I suppose it could be real. I mean, it's not impossible for people to figure out how to take a rocket and send people to Mars, and have them land on Mars. We did that with the moon. So I feel like the groundwork's been laid. It's just a matter of doing the damn thing. But I just think doing the damn thing is stupid. Like, it's a waste of time when we could take corrective action on this planet that we're already all on and using and already has all the shit we need. Just saying, it just seems like such a simpler idea. I don't know, but this is fucking crazy already, dude.
That's a lot to unpack off, Rip.
Yeah.
Is it going to Mars that's the hoax, or is Mars the hoax? Like the existence of Mars, is that in question?
I didn't even think about that. That's it. I didn't even think about that. That's a valid point. I was playing in the space that Mars is up there in the clouds, you know, beyond the clouds, just chilling, sitting somewhere. That was the space I was playing in, but this guy very well could be playing in a space of there is no Mars. It's just a light.
Because the going to Mars thing, I agree, that probably won't happen for a long time.
Yeah.
Elon is way too optimistic about that.
Yeah, I definitely think if Elon's the leading charge behind Mars, it's just gonna end in like a project failure, like most things he sets out to do. But I don't think that the overall goal is impossible for mankind, especially like China's like getting ready to launch their own space station that's going to compete with the ISS. They are also set to do some lunar missions, I think, soon. Either China, America, or both are aiming to have lunar bases, lunar mining bases, which is interesting. I don't really know what we expect to get there, but maybe we don't either. I don't know. I hope we don't like drill the moon into a problematic state, because its mass does affect our tides and kind of plays a role on things that matter. So I mean, we can't fuck up too much. I don't even know if we're able to fuck it up like that, but it's just a thought in my head. Because, you know, typically when it comes to like mining, fracking, or anything like that, we don't give a shit about the environment or the overall effects it'll have on anything. And I just think, like, if we're gonna start fucking with stuff in space, we should definitely be thinking about that, especially like the moon. Like, that affects Earth.
The way he's talking about it makes it seem like he believes Mars itself is a lie.
I mean, Mars is totally real.
Or, I'm a fucking idiot. Obviously, a telescope's not going to show you the truth because it's manufactured by a company, and the company is a slave to the government. So thus, it's all been tampered with, and you can't really see with your true eyes through a telescope. It wouldn't show you the truth. Plus 5G contamination.
Dude, I forgot about all the 5G conspiracies. You know what was so crazy about the 5G conspiracies? When those were coming out, I had 5G Wi-Fi in my house for years at that point already. Just having a router that had 5 gigahertz frequency for the sake of, you know, faster speeds within 30 feet, and line of sight. So like, when that was first coming out, I was like, why is everyone freaking out about this now? Like, was there a sale or something? Because like, it's been around. We've been using 5G for like a while. They've been using Li-Fi for a little bit on Google's campus. I believe, like, the idea that like an LED light would provide the Wi-Fi signal, and it's incredibly fast because it's over light. And you know, obviously we have LiDAR now. Like, these technologies are used oftentimes for years before they become popularized. That's kind of the entire idea.
Talk about fake news and flat earth for those of you who are flat earth fans or globe fans and love to bicker about that. The first thing I really want to discuss is just this commercial that stood out the most, and this is on my website at callfornuprising.com. I think most people commented about this commercial, saying, I mean, this was the most ridiculous one really of all that anyone saw.
I don't remember the commercials. Super Bowl commercials are trash.
6 for 6.
It's the same commercials every year. Someone licking Dorito dust off of someone's fingers. A bunch of people drinking beer around some like semi-clothed women, and like, I don't know, like maybe a Spotify commercial. GoDaddy's out. It used to be GoDaddy for a little bit. They would do an outrageous commercial, but like, it's literally like the same 4 or 5 brands, give or take 1 or 2, rotating in, you know, every year.
So they're constantly just saying 666, right? They're going 6 beers, a 6-pack of 6 beers, you know, for 6 people.
Devil
gets one.
The devil number.
We can save the farms and all that kind of stuff. And it's just unbelievably.
Save the farms. That is definitely satanic as fuck. Also, drinks have come in 6 packs for like ever. Like there's 6, 12, 24. They're all multiples of 6. I don't know why. It is weird, but it makes just as much sense as any other number. But that's been an established, you know, quantity of drink for like ever. Getting a 6-pack with your friends, that's so normal. Like they do that in like fucking soda commercials, but not only that, but like that's like a thing in TV shows, an established thing, because America loves nothing more than pushing that idea of that like after work you go drink, to sell you alcohol. But that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like 6 people each enjoying 1 beer from a 6-pack. It's too coincidental.
How ritualistic it is, because you see them doing ritual ceremony dances on the Masonic black and white
Woo,
tie.
the team won!
Michelob Ultra Pure Gold introduces 6 for 6 pack. Pick up a 6. We'll help transition 6 square feet of farmland to organic. Go for a 6-pack.
Oh.
This.
Oh, fuck me.
Looks like Ben gets one. All of this can turn organic.
No.
Yeah, this just seems like normal, like, environmental friendly marketing, especially for that time. Just like, oh yeah, you buy 6 beers, we'll save 6 feet of the earth. Or 6 square feet of the earth.
It's right in front of our face.
6 square feet.
Right? But that's a coincidence, of course, right? As they constantly are saying 6-6. Subliminal.
What is the point? Like, let's assume the Illuminati.
Yeah, why is just saying the word 666 bad? Like, you can't even say it? If you say it, does bad things happen? Like, if the TV is just saying 666 over and over again, what does that mean? Like, if people hear it, does that make them evil now? It's like a sleeper agent activation code. Everyone is a good, benevolent, nice person who only walks in the light of God. And then the first time they hear the word 666, they're like, ugh, oh God, I have free will now, and they just start like fucking being evil. Like, is that how it works? Or like, why is that? I don't understand why just the number is so bad. Like, if it was paired with some stuff, maybe like actually like bad messaging. I don't know. Obviously, it's not gonna be. It's a fucking commercial, but like, what? I just don't get it. I've never understood why people are like 666. That's the number of the devil. Sure, and like, if I see it appear in fire on my wall, I will definitely like reconsider where the fuck I'm at and maybe leave. But like, if I just see it somewhere, like someone's address is 666 or like fucking license plate or some shit like that, like, what? It's just a fucking number in a sequence of infinite numbers, dude. There's also 666, 6,666. It goes on. We're gonna run into this problem over and over again. Forever. And even if you count down from 0, you're gonna run into the same problem. That's just how numbers do. So I've never understood like the obsession with 666.
Illuminati.
Obviously, when I was a militant atheist, I would like to whip it out to like make people mad, but I didn't understand what was actually so angering about the number.
He's real. The devil is out there. 666 summons him.
Yeah.
What is the point in even putting it in the commercial? Why?
Like, it's just gonna pop out of the TV, everyone's TV, and just like, I got your souls. Eat Doritos, drink some beer. Welcome to the Super Bowl.
just for people to put it together, like, they thought they could fool us. But like, who is it? Like, let's say it's real. Who's it for?
I don't know.
Am I an Illuminati fan? Like, oh, I get the imagery. Yeah. Like, I don't think they'd go like bother. What would be the point?
I have no clue.
For themselves? Yeah, but why? Like, I don't see, like, it's not like a convincing argument. They do it for themselves, but now we've picked up on it. Surely there'd be a purpose behind it if it's this all-powerful organization that's been controlling the world for generations, powered by the devil. Surely there'd be a reason for it.
Other than just like possibly getting caught.
Not just, we felt like trolling.
Yeah, no shit. Like, that just risks the entire operation, you know? Like, if assuming that there's actually some global conspiracy group that runs the entire Earth, just randomly and constantly dripping little like hints and trolls into like the public eye is doing nothing other than risking your entire operation and possibly fucking up everything you've worked for. So like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Holy shit, this entire channel is insane. What is this channel? I like how the context part of YouTube is honestly super helpful for channels like this. I really hope it like does something. Call for uprising. God, you know what? And like, he's so close. Like, call for uprising. Why can't you align yourself to like fucking tenant unions or like workers' rights or fucking minorities or something, you know? Like, everyone loves that and then they came for me poem. But like, no one ever like seems to understand that what that's about is making sure you spend your time, you know, looking out for and fighting for marginalized groups, especially more marginalized groups than ones you are a part of. Because if you make sure everyone is taken care of and are always looking out for the least looked after, then you are much less likely to end up in a situation where you are under threat. And yeah, that's still a selfish way to look at it, but that's sometimes the way you have to fucking sell that shit to people, which is gross. But like, I just, oh God. I don't know. It's insane. I really don't fucking get it. Like, why can't you like call for the uprising to, like, you know, the fact that almost all of the wealth sits in 0.2 or 0.1% of the world's population? Or like the fact that like there are food deserts all over America, and like a segregation of zip code that creates like a fundamental systemic, you know, separate experience and oppressive experience for minorities in this country. Like, there are so many things you could call an uprising for that actually matter, and this dude's over here like whining about fucking Super Bowl commercials using the number 6.
Right? I thought that was probably the funniest one of all, as far as just being so.
And this problem has only gotten worse since 2020. I think it's worth that's worth pointing out too. Like the amount of conspiracy theorists and people who have gone down these weird rabbit holes and are no longer playing in reality has only drastically increased. Or at least the volume of it, like the loudness of the group. It's insane. Like, fucking Nazis are meeting with presidents. Like, it's the amount of batshit ideas that are being exchanged legitimately in the marketplace of ideas right now is fucking horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. And maybe channels like this in 2020, in retrospect, did a lot more damage than people thought they ever would.
You know, just, I mean, so in your face if you're awake, but you know that nobody out there who's asleep has any clue as to what they're seeing. They're like, oh, let's help save the farms. Yeah, they really want to save the farms. I'm sure they want to get rid of Monsanto, and we're going to save all the farmers. Monsanto's going to go out of business, I'm sure. Absolutely. And look,
I mean, he's not wrong. I doubt they care about saving the farms.
No, they don't. They just care about selling beer. And if they tell you that they'll fix 6 by 6 foot squares of if they say for every 6 beers you buy, we'll fix 6 by 6 or 6 square foot, you know, part of the earth. They don't even say what they'll do detail. They just say we'll fix it. We'll redo a 6 foot square of the earth for the environment. Like, it's literally just like a marketing ploy. The same way that, like, you know, there was the fat-free movement a long time ago, and then the sugar-free movement a long time ago, trans fat-free. Like all those were just like initially like diets or alternative food choices that for whatever reason got picked up and marketed the fuck out of and became like really popular to buy for a while, and then it falls out and cycles to something new because capitalism. This is just that. This is just a company doing the we care about climate change version of that, despite like constantly, you know, doing indisputable horrific damage by manufacturing on the scale that they do, in the ways that they do, using the fossil fuels that they do to actually make their products and get them where they need to go. You know, they could vow to use electric vehicles only. They could vow to use clean energy only for their plants. They could vow to pay people like livable wages. They could vow to do a lot of things that actually matter and have very real impacts, but they're not. They're doing something that has very little impact at, more importantly, very little cost to them, because that's what it's all about. The biggest bang for your buck in capitalism. How can we make the most money spending the least amount of money doing the least amount of work? That's what we want to do, and this is what they came up with. It's just gross capitalism 101, and it's been like that for longer than 2 years. So it's not a new concept. What's up, Hips?
To break down the color symbolism and the, you know, the Masonic or satanic occultic symbols in it. But if you remember my website, I have it pinned, the Super Bowl, and a lot of people have posted pictures and they're talking about it, interacting with each other. So check it out over there. I'm going to go through the ones that really just stood out to me that I want to show you, because those are the main agendas that I saw.
Yeah,
and of course, another
for
thing
sure.
that they always do, which never gets discussed, is they put in what we've seen over the last 20 years or so. They would put in gay characters, right, in all these TV shows. So just have one in there, so it becomes, you get desensitized
Not all drag queens are gay, so.
from. Well, now they're doing that with the trans. We see this guy who I've covered where.
Oof. Okay, that's not.
Yeah.
Now it's stopped being a fun, goofy thing. Now it's just getting bad.
Well, see, and like, okay, I know that Charlie is likely to shy away from that stuff because he doesn't like watching anything that's too incredibly divisive or anything like that, or give it, room to breathe, which is fair, totally fair. He has a massive platform. But like, that's kind of what I was saying, though. Videos like that might have proven to do a lot more damage than we're willing to admit, because like I said at the beginning, it always starts as like, let me give you the keys to the kingdom. Let me teach you how the world works. You need me. And then within, what was that? That was a 15-minute video. Within the first half of a 15-minute video has already shifted towards anti-LGBTQ messaging. Like, it doesn't get much more. I mean, that's incredibly quick. The turnaround in there is insane. I don't know. I guess 2019 really changed the game, huh? But like, it's like, this is how those ideas spread, and this is kind of what I was saying a while back, where like, oftentimes it feels like they find fringe people, take in fringe people who are, feeling disaffected in some way. They don't feel like they fit in. They feel unheard, marginalized to some degree, and they take them in and redirect their frustrations towards hating other communities and blaming other communities who have nothing to do with their struggle, because they're also struggling. Like, oh, it's all the Jewish people, it's the Jewish community for the anti-Semitic community and, the Nazi community. Like, it's their fault. And people actually fall for it. We've heard people talk about this when they leave those groups and deprogram themselves, and they talk about how they fell down this hole and how they were indoctrinated. It's stuff like this, just showing someone, like who to hate or who's to blame when there's no correlation and it makes zero sense. And it's horrifying how many people are susceptible to this, which again, I think highlights a desperate need for education reform and a focus on mental health. If people didn't end up in positions where they were so susceptible to misinformation, so unequipped to cope with their environment in a healthy way, they would be less likely to end up indoctrinated into these little hate groups. And I think overall society would be in a much healthier, better place. I mean, how many times do we have to have something like, with a fucking shooting every day? And just like the misinformation situation where it's at now, I feel like it's so painfully clear every single day that something has to be done for mental health. Something has to be done for education. And occasionally you have people talking about it, but no one's actually fucking doing anything. And it's so infuriating.
Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Cosmic. I wanted to hear more about Mars being a hoax. Eek. I thought it was going to be fun conspiracies.
Yeah, they're not.
Illuminati is a religious conspiracy?
I feel like they're like almost never fun. Like I used to think conspiracy theories were really fun when I was like younger, and I used to look into a lot of them and like play in those spaces, so to speak. But I realized eventually that basically almost every conspiracy theory comes back to a lot of them come back to Jewish people. A lot of it, if you dig and dig and dig, it comes back to anti-Semitic rhetoric and just trying to indoctrinate you into that or white supremacy. Like, it's insane. It is insane how many conspiracy theories boil down to it's all X group's fault and we need to erase X off the planet. That's insane. It's fucking crazy. And it also pretty much verifies that it's all bullshit and like there's no validity to any of this, and it's not even like a sort of like valid conspiracy theory, because like at that point you've identified there's an agenda. There's a whole agenda behind this message. So like this is equally as much propaganda as they believe I'm being sold, you know? So like, I don't know. I pretty much stopped looking into all conspiracy theories after it became pretty clear that they were all just served to like be weird indoctrination attempts. I like looking at stuff about aliens every now and then, but like, I mean, who doesn't? Aliens are cool. I just really want an alien friend. That's all. That's it. I want an alien friend so bad. I like thinking about that all the time. Like sometimes I just like look up at the sky and just think really hard. Like, I don't know, maybe they can hear thoughts because they're probably smarter than us, right? Or have weird technology. I don't fucking know. It's the only shot I got. So like I'll just think really hard and like looking around in the sky and just like if you ever get an opportunity, like I don't know if it's ever like low key enough in the city. I assume because you guys don't want to land in the middle of like a big area or whatever. But like if you ever catch me camping or something, just like come say hi, man. Like let's chill. Like I want to high five an alien, man. Like so bad.
See, depends on who you talk to. It's not always religious from what I've seen, and I always keep up with the Illuminati conspiracy theorists because I always find it interesting.
I can't handle
a lot of them do
broken brain.
Find it to be more of like a religious thing, but not all of them. Some of them just genuinely think it's like some kind of like rich, powerful cult.
Yeah,
that is somehow implanting microchips in people.
Oh, didn't know about that.
Doesn't really have the religious undertones.
I didn't know about the chip thing. It looks like they've progressed. But yeah, I feel like most of them, it's a group, and almost always that group is tied to a religion, an ethnicity, a identity, and the group is either being like praised or demonized. Almost always demonized, but sometimes in the rare instances of like, you know, white supremacist rhetoric through conspiracy theories, it's, you know, obviously the praising. Well, I guess it's not so much the praising of white people. It's mostly the devaluing of every other type of person.
Why they want to fuck kids though? Who, the Illuminati? I don't know.
You'd have to ask
people in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy, I believe. Well, that's not like a conspiracy. There is so much pedophilia in Hollywood, it's fucking weird.
When it comes to Hollywood, yeah, like I was saying not too long ago, we know that Hollywood is a super predatory place, not just for women or even men sometimes, but like for children especially. There are plenty of people who came out of Hollywood broken and traumatized for a long time, until they got like help they needed. So that's totally a thing, but I don't think that makes them money or like anything like that. I don't know. I did like, what a fucking weird chatter. That's a conspiracy theory I believe in. Okay.
That one's not a conspiracy. That shit is just like actual. That has been documented for years and years and years. That shit is
look
foul.
at fucking Dan Schneider.
What even is the Illuminati? Bro, it's the Illuminati. Okay. The Illuminati is like this culmination of a ton of conspiracies that all get wrapped under the umbrella of the Illuminati.
Yep.
Think of the secret space program. I've talked a lot about the secret space program, which of course
That was the other thing about conspiracy theories is they always seem to tie them all into each other. Like, okay, and the lunar landing is tied to the Kennedy assassination, which is tied to something that happened, which is tied to the Hillary Clinton emails, which is tied to Bill Clinton cheating on his wife, which is tied to Pizzagate, which is tied to Epstein, which is tied to, like, they all, like, there's literally specific strings that, like, tie all these things together, and it's fucking crazy. And that also goes to, I feel like, confuse the people, just overwhelm them with information and make them feel like there's so much information, you have to just take our word on a lot of this stuff. And also, make it easier to just slip in those moments of, like, you know, anti-Semitic or white supremacist rhetoric, whatever it's going to be, to to the viewer and try and get them, you know, closer to the viewpoints they need them to have. Marginalized a little further to the point where, you know, they are voting with this vote block and behaving with this behavioral group. I don't know, like, I don't even know if it's necessarily a vote thing or if it's just like a fucking weird group of internet friend thing.
Of course, Oki made the best possible video on. Oh, wow. This is the secret space program. That's the belief of pretty much anything in regards to fantasy being real. So the secret space program is a group of people that believe that they, at one point in their lives, were spacefaring. Some of them were vampires, some of them were werewolves, and all of them were abducted by the government and fighting Nazis in space. It's a really entertaining cult. It's harmless too. Like they believe that they used to be elite werewolf astronaut Nazi fighters, and it's very interesting. But
I mean, I guess that's some pretty sick lore, but like, holy shit. Holy shit. That is the wildest thing I've ever heard in my life. That sounds like an episode of Adventure Time or Regular Show, and I'd watch the crap out of it. Like, I'd watch that movie. And they have to wear tinfoil hats or they'll, like, evolve again?
The Illuminati is that, but with a ton of other beliefs thrown in, and all about how we're controlled by a secret cabal. Like a secret group of powerful overlords that people are too blind to see, despite the triangles and the Masonic imagery. But I consider the Illuminati, a lot of the Illuminati and the secret space program, pretty similar. No cult is harmless. Yeah, you say that, but people like Flat Earth and secret space program, they don't hurt nobody. They just have some silly beliefs.
I disagree. Flat Earth goes all the way to, like, it is Jewish people's fault. Like the very core of that idea is Jewish people are like at fault for hiding the entire idea of a flat Earth from the rest of the Earth. So that's not harmless. It's not harmless at all. It goes to try and usher people closer and closer towards anti-Semitism, and on, like, just a white supremacist mentality. It's objectively not harmless.
Flat earthers prove themselves wrong every time they do an experiment. Like, they're just harmlessly goofy.
Until they're not.
Flat Earth is very anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
I'm sure certain members are, but the belief that the Earth is flat, which a lot of them preach.
Oh, he's wrong.
In and of itself, kind of harmful.
He's not informed. He's not as informed there as he thinks. Someone needs to, like, tell Charlie he's not keeping up on that conspiracy, because at the core belief of that is that the Jewish community is for some reason responsible for the initial globe flat earthers, initial dome situation or flat situation, and they're the ones hiding it. Like, that was like the immediate thing that made it less fun for me. And like drop it, because I looked into Flat Earth when it was first coming out. I thought it was hilarious and also kind of interesting. A lot of these weird documentaries coming out, and it eventually came down to and if it weren't for the Jews, and I was like, okay, so nope, it's just another one of those. It's another one of those where it just like takes a super fucked turn all of a sudden, and it stops being like this weird crazy story and starts being like harmful propaganda.
Harmless. I'm sure there are anti-Semitic people in there, and there's anti-Semitic people all over the place. But I don't think Flat Earth as a whole is anti-Semitic. It's just a really fucking goofy belief.
I think it's...
You know Time Cube? Time Cube is a weird one too, yeah.
I think it's a little further under the surface of the iceberg than people realize, but if you are in the Flat Earth movement, I feel like for more than a month or two, you're probably going to end up being shown and seeing some anti-Semitic propaganda, and at which point you're just going to see more and more, you know? And then, like, before you know it, a lot of the content you're looking at is coming from people who are also anti-Semitic and drop little driplets of anti-Semitism in their videos, in their explanations for their weird-ass batshit conspiracy theories here and there. And after not too long, all of a sudden, you have become, you know, a person who also faults a random community for nothing. And find yourself now also a little anti-Semitic or just feeling a little prejudiced towards Jewish people, you know, and that's how it starts. Like that's like the purpose of it.
Yeah. Didn't a guy die because he made an immediate interesting counterpoint? Didn't a guy die because he made a homemade rocket to prove the Earth is flat?
What?
Yes, a man did tragically pass away in a homemade rocket that he shot himself out of to prove the Earth was flat. That did happen. Yep, that's true. But overall, the belief that the Earth is flat...
That's fucking crazy, dude. Did he make it off the ground?
Isn't hurting anyone. It's just, they're very silly. Some of them get a little too confident with trying to prove it correct that they hurt themselves.
I could never convince myself I could build a goddamn rocket, dude. NASA had to cancel the Artemis launch like once or twice because something went wrong during the launch sequence. Fucking NASA. The space people, like half the time when they're getting ready to launch a rocket to space go, oh no, hold on, never mind. This could go wrong and like really blow up bad and like kill people. Call it off, get everyone off the rocket, never mind. I guess Artemis was unmanned, but like get everyone away from the rocket. It's a no-go. The fucking space people who've been building rockets since the 60s, all right? I could never convince myself as a solo. I've never even played Kerbal Space Program, but I could play as much of that. I could play a full month of that game, and I would still not be ever convinced that I could do this in real life. I'm not that guy.
So it's flat? No, that's the saddest part about it. You already know that guy at like the apex of that launch.
Oh, he did make
it. And he was like, fuck, that's damn rough. His universe melts around him and then impact. So he did not go out happy. It only went 2,000 feet? I thought it went more than that. It's been a while since I read this story. I thought it actually went pretty high. 2,000 isn't high. It's high, but it's a fucking rocket. He built a fucking rocket.
I've never built anything that shot me 2,000 feet into the air.
I thought it went a lot higher than that. I'm more concerned that a random guy was able to build a rocket at home.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, you haven't seen...
It's a fucking wild, wild west if people just start building rockets and shooting themselves into the sky in America. Like the fucking what is it? FAA? Is that the air regulators? Whoever regulates the air in America is gonna lose their shit if people just start like punching holes in the clouds with homemade rockets.
Seen The Astronaut Farmer? Like, it happens. I've seen that tossed around. I don't know how true it is. The rocket guy wasn't a flat earther, just scammed them for his rocket adventures. I don't know if that's necessarily accurate or not.
I mean, that's brilliant. That's fucking brilliant. Like, if you wanted to try and build a homemade rocket and there was some people to help you do it, it would be the flat earthers.